Okay, so this is one of your questions that I want to answer. So somebody put out a question about Alaska. There was recently things on Twitter saying Putin signed a decree that is invalidating the sale of Alaska to the United States. It's part of the Russian world. And is there something to this? No, there's not something to this, but yes, philosophically, there is. It's not about Alaska per se, and that wouldn't work out very well for Putin if he was trying to do that. So, what actually was put out there was kind of, I mean, I don't know if somebody was trolling or just what. Snopes says it wasn't there. I looked at it on Twitter and I was like, no, this can't be. What's going on here? And then I saw it, only a couple of, um, major media kind of things put it out, and Newsweek had a little bit about it, and it wasn't really. And then MSN had something, but most of the other coverage of it was like organizations that you wouldn't give credence to. And that's one of the things that you want to do when you start looking at sources. You want to verify it with reputable sources. If AP and Reuters and other reputable organizations, the BBC and the Wall Street Journal and New York Times and those kind are giving credence to something, it's probably more legitimate. So it's not, Putin's not saying we're taking Alaska back, but philosophically, Putin has made statements about the Ruski Mir, and the Ruski Mir, that's the Russian world, is basically anyone, and this is go back to the ISW, so I'm giving you my source. The ISW on the 20th of January, he talked about how, we support the sovereignty of all states, but he also in that same thing was talking about how the Ruski Mir is really, we're involved in trying to support the Ruski Mir, which is the Russian world, Russian speakers, Russian culturally, people of Russian descent, all of that. Now, that means anywhere that's historic Russia, as he defines it, anywhere that's historic Soviet Union. So be very careful with that. So he has this kind of expansionist tendency. Now, what's really interesting about that is Vladimir Zelensky just subverted that. And that's the topic of my very next video. I spent some time explaining more about what Russia means by Ruski Mir, how Zelensky just subverted that, and then essentially overthrew Putin's entire doctrine and rationale for the war. So you want to be looking for that. But no, Alaska's not in any danger. Thanks for listening. Thanks for caring. Thanks for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.